This is meteorologist Mark Molnar. I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. Is March coming in like a lion, or is it coming in like a lamb? I'm going to break it all down for you. We'll dissect all the models. I'll show you what I think is going to happen. Are we done with snowstorms? We'll go through that as well because we're on the final stretch of winter here. And I'll break it all down for you and tell you what is going to happen over the next week or two and beyond. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell button. Question or comment down below. I love to read your questions or comments, and there are timestamps down below if you wish to skip ahead. Let's get into it. And one more thing, I will be releasing my spring 2022 outlook out shortly. Watch out for that. All right, so taking a look at this, this is the upper air pattern height anomalies. I like to look at this because it gives us a good idea of what we're going into in the future here. So if you take a look at this before we get into any major details, it's really good to watch exactly what you're dealing with. So starting off here, we're dealing with a trough that's kicking out of the northeast. Let's back up there. There we go. So the ridge of high pressure is building out west here. So we have those systems riding up and over. So we'll get some unsettled conditions around the edges here. And then we have that troughiness continuing back east. This is early Wednesday here across the east. You see these pinwheeling parts of what's left of the polar vortex spinning down here. It's not going to be that cold, though. Temperatures will be averaging above average here. So ridge of high pressure building here across the central part of North America. And we head into Friday. That kind of kicks this trough out, and we get more in the way of a ridge here back east and a trough out west. So this is the part that's really interesting. See this ridge out here in the Gulf of Alaska? This is pushing this ridge up here into the east because we're getting this major trough developing out west here. So we get unsettled in the west. It slowly translates to the plains, and there's going to be some big plains players here, storm players coming up. So we're going to see a pattern reversal here. So you see back east here, we got that ridge, and then we kind of try to break it down at least along the northern part here so we get into more of a zonal flow. And then this is getting into Thursday. This is March 10th, so we're getting into a little bit late beyond the model here. You start to get a hint here that there's some unsettledness that's really going to start to play into this. So wintertime can really throw a lot of curveballs at us late in the season here, and that's when things could start to get interesting. All right, let's start off with the latest trend model here forecast. We don't really have any trouble areas to speak of here. So we have high pressure dominating here across the east and some showers and thunderstorm activity here on Monday. That's giving way to low pressure here off the southeast coast. But look at this. High pressure controlling the southeast, the northeast. We have a little weak low here we're going to have to watch out for. And we have the system here in the Pacific Northwest. So if we put this into motion, this weak low has some very light snow associated with it. Here on Tuesday, come right around just before noon, there'll be some light snow here in the northern Adirondacks, northern White and Green Mountains. There's that low just spinning out to sea out here. High pressure building in. It's not a very strong system out here out west. And here we head into Wednesday night, or Tuesday night for that matter. Low pressure moving across the northeast. We'll have places like maybe a mixed bag of precipitation from Binghamton up to Saranac Lake, Burlington, and up to Caribou, Maine. But this is not going to be a major system by any stretch of the imagination, an inch or less. And not any major ice accumulations either. So if we put this into motion here, yeah, I'm kind of grasping for straws here. We have this another influx of moisture here. We have a short wave moving through, so we'll have some snow showers developing here. This is during the day on Wednesday across Michigan. We continue to have a stream of moisture into Washington and Oregon State here, and maybe some mountain snow, but this is actually pretty warm, so not looking at tremendous amount of wintry weather. And then look at this. This is that reinforcing Arctic front, so we will have a reinforcing shot of colder air on Thursday here across the northeast. And you see that low pressure. It tries to skip down to the coast here. That is something kind of exciting here. But it's not really having any major success. So we may see an inch or so here late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. It tries to go coastal on us here, 999 millibar low, but it's just moisture starved at this point. You start to see out west out here too. That system starts to move in. And high pressure building into the east here come Friday. And what's the weekend showing? Well, we do have a low pressure ejecting out of the Colorado area. So it's a Colorado low. High pressure blocking back east here. You can see kind of some troughiness out west. And look at this. We have Next weekend, Saturday, right around noon, a low pressure, strong low pressure, possibly blizzard conditions out here in the Dakotas and Nebraska, mixed precipitation into the Minneapolis area, and rain, look at this, all the way up into central Wisconsin. So will we be dealing with severe weather here? It's a possibility. You know, this kind of scenario, we do eke out some of those severe weather outbreaks here, so would not be, yeah, there it is. Look at that. Linear fashion. Strong thunderstorms, it looks like. At least heavy rain by any stretch of the imagination. So we could have severe weather pretty far north here. We're going to watch this. This is getting into Saturday night. Look at that. Stretching some convective type weather all the way up east of Chicago, west of Indianapolis here. So this is something to watch. This is a 994 millibar low. So all the wintry precipitation is up here in Canada. We getting some convective type weather up here into New York and Pennsylvania, and look at this, stretching down into Tennessee River Valley, down into the mid-Mississippi River Valley. So that gives way to another. So we're going to see like a broken record pattern here, where we get low pressures moving out of the plains, wintry weather on the north side here, and look at that, another low. It's a little bit further east than the previous low, though, so that is interesting. So yeah, we're kind of grasping for straws this week, but the following week looks a little bit more active here. So if we take a look at the GFS snowfall through this week at least, take a look at this. It's not really impressive. If we back this up a little bit, take a look at this. Later Wednesday into Thursday morning, we could have some interesting conditions up here in the Northeast. We'll have to watch, see how this plays out. GFS is kind of bullish on it. And then we head through the end of the week into the beginning of next week, Monday, March 8th, Wednesday, March 9th. There you go. Progressing that. You see most of the snow here staying up here into the northern plains into southeast Canada. Now, if we take a look at the Euro quick, let's take a look here. Let's put this into motion. Make sure we got the latest run here. So yeah, Wednesday into Thursday night, Euro's a little bit more realistic up here. Yeah, we're getting some 3, 4, 5 inches amounts in the Adirondacks, but most of a general 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches in most of these areas below 1,500 feet here in the Northeast. So it's not going to be a wild system by any stretch of the imagination. And let's see, there's the Euro. There it is. It's most of the snow we're going to be dealing with is going to be up through the northern plains here into southeast Canada. And then, of course, mountain snow. Lots of mountain snow out west here. Let's get into the surface maps. All right, let's take a look at the medium range climate model here. This will bring us out a little bit beyond winter time here into springtime. So we'll take a look here the rest of March. There it is, Sunday, March 6th. Really, really crust of high pressure. Ridging taking effect here with these high anomalies and then that trough out west. So we continue on through the following week, and there is that hint of storminess I hinted to you on the Euro come mid-March. So let's take a look at what that does beyond what the Euro could take us through here. And we have some of this troughiness here across the upper Great Lakes in the Northeast. So we could be looking at a lot of pinwheeling of what's left of the polar vortex by this point. But if you take a look, this is beyond the first day of spring here. Thursday, March 24th. So we get a lot of high heights here across the lower 48. So that's hinting, oh, look at that. Now you don't want to focus on any one point on this, any one day at this point on this medium range climate model, but look at this. This is Monday, March 28th. So still hinting that there's the potential for some East Coast snowstorms here. Now it's harder to get, wow. That's a pretty big trough there, but then it's pretty well kicked out here by Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day there. A lot of high pressure in control. So we'll be seeing springtime really flourish. That's what it's starting to look like here, with the exception for that one half a week here. Now, taking a look at the Northeast for your snowfall totals, most of this is going to occur Wednesday night into Thursday morning here across the Northeast. You can see pretty much across the Adirondacks, the upper White and Green Mountains here. This is where into northern Maine, this is where a lion's share of your snow is going to be, 2 to 4, 3 to 5 inch amounts. And then south of those areas into the valleys, particularly below 1,400 feet, we'll see that generally 1 to 2 inches. And then we get down below Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania, across southern New England, and then we start to get to a point where you're not seeing much of anything. So there you have it. Most of this, in fact, pretty much all of this is occurring later Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And taking a look at here Tuesday here across the Northeast, we have scattered showers ahead of a warm front here. You see into the green zone, the Twin Tiers of Pennsylvania, northern Ohio towards Cleveland, Binghamton, just north of State College over towards Boston. And then here into the pink shading, this is where you have the mix. We'll start off as snow flurries, snow showers, and transition over to rain showers in the afternoon, where you'll see highs breaking out into the 40s. And then across the North Country, that's where we'll see the snow showers breaking out, generally an inch or less. Temperatures warming into the 50s, places like Pittsburgh State College and Harrisburg, 53, 60 in Washington, D.C., and 48 in New York City here, 44 in Binghamton. So we progress to Wednesday here, the midpoint of the week. Backdoor cold front moving in. That will push the rain snow line south throughout the day, and especially towards evening, we'll start to really bring that rain snow line further south. We'll pick up a couple inches here into the North Country, and then rain showers across much of the state of Pennsylvania here, and that will progress to the south. It'll be interesting overnight Wednesday night into Thursday, because that's where we'll get some snowfall accumulations. That'll be slowly pulling out. Early Thursday morning, we'll have some light to moderate snows. Could be looking at, the 2 to 4 inch, almost up to 5 inches in some of the higher terrain. But we'll clear it out throughout the day as this system moves out of the picture. But it will be much colder on the backside. 29 in Binghamton, 23 in Buffalo, 26 in Erie, 42 in New York City here, and only 19 in Burlington. And we get into Friday. Look at this. High pressure dominating pretty much across the Northeast here. So we'll break out some 30s, mid-30s in Binghamton and Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Erie as well, 44 there, warming up in State College. Pittsburgh, 47. Cleveland, you'll be at 40 degrees. And 35 in Boston, 40 as well in New York City. We'll erode some of this colder air to the north as high pressure retreats to the east. All right, taking a look at Tuesday here across the southeast. High pressure is pretty much in control here across eastern Tennessee, northern Georgia. And that is bringing some 60-degree temperatures well into much of the south. Look at that, Norfolk 60 and 67 in Atlanta, 71 in Panama City, 79 in Tampa, and 84 here. Scattered showers and thunderstorms along the east coast and the south coast down in through parts of the Keys here. Getting into Wednesday, there we go. Look at that. High pressure dominating across the southeast, 70s continuing to build. Look at that. The only place that doesn't have 70s is Norfolk 64 and South Florida, where you're in the 80s. But look at that, 74 in Atlanta and Birmingham, 70 in New Orleans. Thursday, a backdoor cold front moving in. Still rather warm, 76 degrees here and in Raleigh, 78 in Atlanta, 76 in New Orleans, Panama City, Houston as well, 82 in Miami. Chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. And then we get into Friday. That cold front continues to the south, but we're remaining in the 70s here. We're cooling it down a little in Raleigh and Norfolk, 47, 79 in Panama City, 87, the big firecracker here in Tampa. Get out there and enjoy. And taking a look at extended outlook from hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York into northeast Pennsylvania and all points along the upper Susquehanna River Basin. Take a look Tuesday through Saturday here. We have windy conditions here. We'll have some scattered showers heading up towards the mid-40s here into Wednesday. Now this is going to be interesting because right around sunset afterwards, we'll start out with some rain showers. Those will quickly change over to snow. And we could have up to an inch or less in most areas. Above 1,500 feet, we could end up with an inch or two. So that should be interesting for your early Thursday morning commute. But we clear it out. Windy conditions behind it, 29 degrees. Friday, sunny. And look at this. Wow, low of 3. So heading on to Thursday night, Friday morning, low of 3. That's going to hurt. And then Saturday, look at this. We're close to the mid to upper 40s here. We might have some late day rain showers turning windy as well. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern of March coming in like a lamb. Will it go out like a lion? Stay tuned. Things are getting interesting. Facebook, MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Twitter at Weather Eastern, MeteoMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com. Leave a question or comment down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for?